Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and today is the day after a very long off-season. We finally have some CDL matches on the horizon. They don't count for anything, it's the pre-season kickoff classic, but later today matches do begin, and in a video after they conclude, I will talk about all the storylines we can potentially glean from those results. Intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. A lot happened on the timeline these past 24 hours or so. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, thank you for 43,000 subscribers. The sub growth these last couple of months has been absolutely spectacular, but still roughly 50% of you guys watching this video will not yet be subscribed. If you would like to change that to make sure you don't miss anything at all this upcoming CDL season, beginning of course with the Kickoff Classic later today, that would be greatly appreciated indeed. Also to mention this, the Breaking Point podcast launched yesterday, the first episode. I believe every Tuesday, Wednesday we're going to be doing an episode here talking about all the contemporary issues in Call of Duty, of course our predictions for the upcoming week, fantasy and all sorts of other stuff in these podcasts that it may well develop into over time. Some other great content going to be coming on the Breaking Point YouTube channel as well, match highlights, best moments, all this type of good stuff. So definitely a content plan over there for the upcoming season. Also available on all other platforms as well. So Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple is coming very soon. Going to be everywhere over these coming weeks, and hopefully will be a nice bit of content for you guys to watch if you will want even more than your double daily dose of TacticalRab content. Of course, joined by EasyMac and Lionman week in, week out. And we may certainly have some special guests from time to time. So all the relevant links will be down below for that one every single week. Subliners confirmed yesterday pretty much the last possible opportunity that Asim is going to be on this team for the upcoming season. He was well brought in because Hydra couldn't play, it seemed, for a while. Now he is, well, he's clearly impressed, and well, Clayster said he was very much impressed with what Asim was bringing to the party. Definitely a player that I was really hoping to see on a lineup this season. Very much, I think, an underrated SMG in terms of what he can bring to a team, and I think under Clayster's direction, he can be a very, very solid player. And well, cool to see Subliners finally confirming that he is on this squad for the upcoming season. Talking about Hydra though, very quickly, Cook Gamepedia said his Twitter account for some reason no longer exists, and as JaReal confirms, Twitter's going through some sort of verification for his account, and therefore because I think like he made it account just before he turned 13, and as soon as they will try and verify your account, they check all the info, and then because he made his account before he was 13, they then just banned his account. And I think Toronto Ultra, a similar thing happened to them. A few of you guys were pointing out to me when I think it was like their birthday, and they set their birthday to like 2019 or something, and then just got wiped off Twitter because they were below the terms of service age. So I think Hydra will be back in due course, but if you guys had noticed this, thought I would bring that to your guys' attention. CDL confirmed yesterday, this upcoming weekend, the Kickoff Classic. Chance Pragi, of course, returning as the host, I imagine. Miles the Ross, Nameless, and well, Matt Mr. X, special guest joining us for this upcoming weekend. Interesting to see Merk and Maven not here yet as the casting duo. And well, Mr. X on the mic once again. So I imagine Lottie's hosting, Chance and Miles are a duo, and then Mr. X and Nameless maybe are going to be a casting duo as well. Who really knows? I'm sure it's going to be a fun one regardless, but yeah, Mr. X stepped out of the casting arena, of course, for Call of Duty for quite a while, went over to the Overwatch League stuff, now is stepping back as kind of in more of a management position in the Call of Duty leagues, and I think the Activision Blizzard leagues in general, but will be on the mic this upcoming weekend, which is an exciting thing to see, I think, for fans that have been around for a while. As Crane points out as well, the Nightbot is saying in Maven's chat, I believe here, contracts are just not done as of yet, please do not freak out. Joe and Clint, that being Merk and Maven, will not be on the kickoff show, but do not panic, they will be there for the CDL, so nothing to worry about it seems, but yeah, contracts once again taking a while to be finalised, somewhat unclear exactly why it's taken so long. I think this happened last season as well, but yeah, who knows what's happening, but they won't be there for the kickoff weekend, but at least when the season begins, Merk and Maven, it does seem, will be back casting as well. They certainly do deserve to be. COD also confirmed yesterday some Challengers Elite announcements, exactly what the format is going to be. This honestly looks really, really cool. So the top 8 teams in the North American and the European regions that aren't of course in the Pro League will be competing in this Challengers Elite format. There's a lot of prize money on the line here, and also pretty cool, there's promotion, relegation type of systems going on. So this is effectively what happens. There's 5 qualifiers every single season, so there's 5 seasons to kind of coincide with the 5 stages of the Pro League, and well, as they say, there's a qualifier before every season. The first qualifier has 32 teams, and when 8 teams are left, those are the 8 teams in the league. The latter 4 qualifiers 2 through 5, have 16 teams, and when 4 teams are left, they then get to, well, they then qualify into the Challengers Elite, right? And the top 4 teams, I imagine, from that stage remain, and the bottom 4 teams then get put into this kind of relegation gauntlet where other teams can potentially vie to get their spots back. And this is the full schedule. I'll leave links down below if you guys would like to check it out on the COD League website right here, as they explain exactly what it's going to be every single season. So this looks really cool. Alongside the Pro League, there's going to be these Challengers Elite matches. I imagine we're going to get, you know, Parasite Centers team hopefully into this Challengers Elite stuff, and there's, I'm sure, going to be a lot of questions about promotion, relegation, and definitely some exciting storylines here on the horizon. And also, there's a fair bit of pocket change on the line as well. $50,000 in prizing, available each season, $20,000 for first place. They can also compete in cups, but not for the pro points. They kind of like double dip in that sense. So pretty cool announcement regarding the Challengers Elite stuff. And I suppose also talking about it, it does seem like the qualifiers are not going to be streamed here for these matches. I think the players can still stream them at their own leisure, and I think some of the matches will be streamed on the official COD League YouTube channel, not all over the place though, so maybe it's not as ideal as it could be, but certainly seems like a step in the right direction from the level of Challenger support we saw last season. Speaking of Challenger support, Afro is picked up to the Royal Ravens. Talked about him signing a contract a few days ago. Makes perfect sense for him to be joining the London team, and well, even though he is stuck right now in England with the whole visa situation being a bit of an issue, as we'll talk about with Zero here in just a second, well, with Formal kind of demolishing the London Royal Ravens in scrims last night, even with Afro not potentially being able to get out to the States anytime soon, he's there as the perfect substitute player, very talented guy, and well, Royal Ravens don't make the mistake that Paris Legion did and let a player like Hydra, for example, go to New York. London are definitely locking in Afro while they have the chance right here, so great move, I believe, for them. But of course, last night, OpTic Chicago was scrimming up against the London Royal Ravens, and Formal was kind of demolishing them right here. This is a pretty ridiculous clip, honestly, with the crick here on raids. I mean, some of these shots are pretty spectacular, and well, there's also another clip I wanted to share with you guys from yesterday, where Formal is like, look, this is what Texas Formal is really like, and of course, this upcoming weekend, they play in tomorrow's match up against Los Angeles Thieves. I wonder if we will see a similar beast right here from Formal. Yeah, pretty remarkable clips.
You help, Brandon. Say that, Brandon. I feel. I'll cut pillars. I'm watching pillars. Pillars, right? Pillars, pillars, Shawnee, dead. Ring. This is my kill cam right here, bro. Peep this.
It is 100%, bro. 100%.
It's not. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see this.
I was like, yeah, it's not bad hunch. I was like, it's not bad hunch, right? And then I was like, let me just turn on this guy. And then I was like, oh, man, that's disgusting.
Yo.
Close, Cammy done. I'm saying left.
Yo, Zenny P5.
Left.
Wood, dead.
Zenny P5 dead.
Nice, let's get on. I'm here to set.
Hit me.
Yo, deep fight, Cammy. Chat, that's Texas right there. You see that?
I'm backing up.
So speaking of the London Royal Ravens, then a few other interesting things. As Crone says, with Zero stuck in the UK, Royal Ravens have been scouting North American talent, and it seems like paullX was the player that they were looking to get. We talked about paullX yesterday turning down this contract, and it seems to have made sense from my perspective to actually go down that route, right? Because if you're Paul in this position, you're on the Wester team. Crone also points out in this article that if he left the Wester team of Gravity, Venom, and Zaptius, then Sib would have come in from the Atlanta FaZe bench to join that team instead, and then Paul would have kind of been left in a no man's land if London don't want to move forward with him, right? And I'm sure London want to keep an all-European roster. Their issue right now is that Zero's still in the UK, can't get to the States for whatever reason. You know, Scraps managed to make it work, went through Mexico for a few weeks to quarantine or something. Bit of a weird situation. But yeah, Zero's stuck in the UK, Afro's stuck in the UK. Seems like Zero will still be playing this upcoming weekend. The match, I believe, I think it's tomorrow actually on the Sunday up against the Paris Legion, the first match of the day. We'll have a look at the schedule here in just a couple of minutes time for later today. But Zero probably will be playing out of England, which, well, isn't ideal, of course, for the Royal Ravens. So they were probably thinking, okay, we'll get paullX in just on this 14-day contract, which they've now introduced into the game. And then that's who we'll play with for these, well, for this opening Kickoff Classic. And then we'll probably let him go and just move forward with our squad once we can get all our guys out to the States. Because, of course, they do want to maintain a UK team, I am very sure. But paullX, of course, is like, well, why would I join you to just play for a Kickoff Classic and then you're going to kick me probably because I'm clearly not a long-term solution for this team, and well, wouldn't want to give up my potential spot on that Wester squad. But interestingly, as Maka says, mad how Europe's best AR was sat with a visa from day one. Unfortunate, he wasn't even thought of. So not exactly sure if he's talking about Wuskin here, may well be, but as Crone says, I think there's probably more to it than that, and I'm sure you know. Some of last season's Raven players went through or are still going through legal drama with the team. Not exactly sure what's going on here, but as Maka says, straight trolling, mate. I know a lot has happened or is happening. Let's just say franchising didn't get rid of all the stuff stuff we saw back in Black Ops 4. A lot of people comparing London Royal Ravens LRR. If you drop the L, you get RR. That stands for Red Reserve. A team that wasn't exactly known for the best conduct practices, and supposedly maybe Scraps was going through some issues in terms of in order so he could go out to the States because he used to play for their team. There was some sort of legal issues that he had to get around with his old organization. Kind of some strange stuff. Not really sure what's going on here. As Waskin also replies, the people are starting to see how the tables really were. So, well, kind of blasting some of the Royal Ravens management, maybe the players. Not really sure what's happening here, but definitely something to keep your eyes on going forwards because, well, if Waskin ever does get back into league, I'm sure that's going to be a spicy rivalry going forward. And some serious questions being raised about the management over on the Royal Ravens side. Also, very interestingly, John was playing 8s last night with some of the pros as Crones, ILLey, Shotzzy, Morks. Center is spectating John the entire series. They went into some amateur 8s right here, and John was, well, he went 41 in 28 on this particular map. So pretty interesting to see John scrimming, well, playing 8s at least at this high level. Who really knows what team he's going to join? Can he even get in the Pro League this season? Is he even allowed to? Is he just going to be going through the amateur side once again? What team is he going to potentially team with? I mean, well, lots of questions here. Maybe Sensor is sitting here trying to get on his side. As Doug and John are putting up absolute numbers in this one. So later today, these are the matches then. 3 p.m. Eastern time, a few hours from when this video is going live. Dallas Empire versus the Sublanders. That's 8 p.m. GMT, 12 p.m. Pacific time. 3 matches on each day this weekend. Dallas Empire, Sublanders, Gorillas Surge, FaZe Mutineers to finish off today. Then I'll do a recap video later this evening. Then London versus Paris, Ultra versus Minnesota Rokkr, OpTic Chicago versus the LA Thieves tomorrow on the Sunday to finish off the Kickoff Classic. And then just a couple of weeks' time, the season does begin for real. Intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below today. Lots of things we went through. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm though. You enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well. And I'll grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.